Hello again, my name's Gabe Zolna. If you've been watching me for a while, you know I've said that one of the biggest problems we have with our system of voting, other than the ballots that people can just call in and get absentee ballots, is the fact that it's done electronically. Because when it's done electronically, there's no audit trail. You can't go back and contest or verify or question. I just received an article on the Conservative Daily Post. I'll provide the link, and I want to give you some of the highlights. This was written July the 29th, 2016 by Alex Cooper. Breaking evidence, Clinton Foundation, quote, paid off, end of quote. Voting machine companies stole the primary. With all of the corruption and lying going on this election series, even one piece of truthful information can drastically change the course of things. If you don't believe it, just take a look at how DNC and RNC both went. At the RNC and the DNC, many pieces of evidence came out against Hillary. Every single piece of information leaked was factually confirmed. Just those bits of cold, hard truths were enough to completely alter the current political landscape. Before the conventions, Hillary was, quote, in the clear, end of quote. Now it looks like she may not be able to recover. But this all makes perfect sense. Any reasonable person bases their decision on facts and evidence. And well, now people have a lot of reason not to vote for Hillary. Yes, it's going to take a lot more than our team to win the election. We all know the liar and cheat that Hillary is. She is bound to try more shaky behaviors before election day is over. We need to continue to hit hard with every piece of evidence that we can. Elliot Crown from the New York Times has been a longtime supporter of Trump and a reader of Conservative Daily Post and Conservative Daily Review for almost as long. According to him, things just aren't the way they used to be, and we need to change that. When we asked him to clarify what he meant, he pointed to the fact that crime rates are soaring for illegal immigrants. ISIS is running wild, and we have an incompetent president who has done nothing and will continue to do nothing. While many might think Mr. Crown is extreme, we actually agree 100%. We all tried of seeing this country. We all hate seeing this country being destroyed by those on the left who exploit all of us to grow their pockets. Elliot isn't just a talker, though. He gave us permission to reveal his true identity and told us to mention that he is a silent majority patriot. The group that calls themselves the Silent Majority Patriots is grassroots movement and possibly the first of its kind. Its main goal is uniting and empowering the majority that has remained suppressed for too long. After Elliot got involved in his local SMP chapter and area, he saw a huge opportunity to cause damage to Hillary and her crooked tactics. As an SMP meetup to call out some of Hillary's corruption, he pointed out an issue with how voters are being counted. Here's the video, and you'll see the video attached. If she is allowed to manipulate the numbers in these ways on election day, there's no way Trump can win. It's literally impossible to beat someone like Hillary if she keeps this level of voter fraud going. But that's not the end of the story. Shortly after this video was heavily circulated on the internet, Elliot went to the Byrne Report and made an official statement and report using data collection tools and some math. They're able to see just how bad Hillary manipulated the primary results. Again, this should really upset the Bernie voters. When Elliot came to us and asked to do the story, we knew that there had to be more to it. We put our best writers and editors on the case, and we were able to come up with some more shocking information. We found out that a study was just released coming from Stanford's laboratories. While it would have been hard to prove anything directly done to harm Trump or help Hillary, it was very easy for Hillary to manipulate her own party. That's the key. If Hillary would have tried voting fraud in such a way that it affected Trump, she would have been toast. Instead, she used a much more secret tactic of only doing it within her own party. In this way, she was able to surge past Bernie Sanders, even though it was clear at the DNC that his supporters were the strongest and most numbered people there. In essence, Hillary used voting machines that are made by companies her own organization funds. Yes, you read that correctly. Hillary Clinton only uses voting machines that she could directly control. Furthermore, these machines are private property according to the Clinton Foundation, which means they can't be examined or tested by the Republican Party. While this story is still developing, it's clear at this point that the Clintons have already engaged in serious voter crimes. When it comes to our legal system, the only thing holding democracy together is the voting system. She could literally ruin the entire country if she gets away with it. However, we aren't going to let that happen, thanks to Elliott and his SMP chapter. He was able to go before the public in his area and let it be known that Hillary is actively cheating. As you can see from the video, it's obvious Elliott has helped to make a dent in his city. You want to read the rest of the article? The point is that when you have electronic machines, that's what you end up with, voter fraud. You end up with voter fraud when you have absentee ballots, because I explained in a number of videos how they utilize absentee ballots to select the candidates of their choice. If you want an honest election, if you want the will of the American people, you've got to do a number of things. One, get rid of absentee ballots. Only those soldiers living overseas should be allowed absentee ballots. Two, no one, but absolutely no one, can vote electronically. You have to have the ability to verify. If you don't have the ability to verify, we don't have a democracy. Read the article. There's a series of links you can take off as well. Let me know what you think. If you're a Bernie Sanders supporter, you probably wouldn't be watching my channel. But if you know any Bernie Sanders supporters, show them how Hillary really screwed Bernie and screwed them electronically. Thanks for listening.